Hi, Steve. Sarah from The Upcoming. Lovely to chat to you. I'm not that much of a football geek, but I don't think you need to be to enjoy this movie.
I'm not much of a football geek either. In fact, when I told my mother I was playing the Mick McCarthy, she said, "What do you know about football?" It's very little actually, but of course I follow the World Cup like everyone else does, and those international games. And being half Irish, I wanted to be involved in this because I felt like I knew something of, certainly of Mick's point of view, because he's part of the Irish diaspora, and so am I. So I felt like I'd connect with him. He's an northerner, although he's from Barnsley, and I'm from Manchester. But I felt I was geographically quite close to where he's from, and so yeah, it just felt like an interesting story. It's not just about football; it's about being Irish and what that means, you know, and the cultural identity of Ireland in the world.
Did you have to buff up a bit though on the specific circumstances of this and the football aspects?
Mick McCarthy. I mean, the one thing Mick and I have in common is that neither of us are an Adonis. But no, Ana Hardwick, he had to buff up and did it very well. But no, I mean, I jog around the block 3 times a week.
And going toe-to-toe with Ana Hardwick.
Well, Ana Hardwick is a fantastic, exciting new actor. And, you know, when you have a formidable opponent, it raises your game. And so, you know, I learned from him, you know, being in the ring with him was exciting and enjoyable. You know, I had to bring my A game. You know.
And I guess, I hope it's not too much of a spoiler, but it does kind of build to some kind of climax. What was it like filming some of those scenes?
Well, quite traumatic. They're real sort of like, I mean, it's a personality fight. And at first, I kind of, Ana and I, although we respect each other very much, sort of slightly avoided each other. Because we didn't want to almost get too friendly. But of course that broke down quite quickly because, you know, I go up to him and say, "It's a great question. Are you all right? Are you happy with everything?" You know, stuff like that. And he go, "Yeah, cool." So we managed to separate the reality from the antagonism we had to create on screen.
I would say it's not just about this event in football, but it's about so much more in a way, about conflict resolution, kind of like a psychological workplace drama. What do you think people can take away from watching it?
Well, I think it's a discussion about Irish culture and Irish identity. That's as important to me as anything else. So I think and it's also about really that these conflicts can be resolved with a little humility on both sides. But humility for Mick and Roy were very difficult things to accommodate. So it was difficult, but it shows that, you know, that if you bang heads, things just get worse.
And you seem to be able to straddle sort of easily both the dramatic roles and comedic roles. Do you still have a preference for one or the other, or do you like ones maybe that combine both?
I like the fact that when you do character acting, it's sort of it might be occasionally comical, it might be serious. There are funny moments in this, but generally it's a serious drama. No, I like the variety. I like being able to make people laugh and do comedy, and I like being able to, you know, make people think and move people.
What's coming up next for you? And you've got any itches left to scratch you haven't done yet?
I'm making a film in November with Pamela Anderson, and Michael Cera is directing, and that's in Canada. So that's the next thing I've got. And then next year, you know, come what may. There's a bunch of stuff that want. You know, like 5 or 6 things. One of them might pop. I don't know right now, but that's the next thing I'm doing is that movie. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for your time. Really enjoy this evening. Thank you.